Hidden messages in popular movies. A Barbie Odyssey. Greta Gerwig's massively popular Barbie, which is all but certain to become the highest-grossing film of the year at the time of writing, opens with one of the not-so-subtle variety. As little girls play with old-fashioned dolls in a barren landscape, the narrator, Helen Mirren, intones about how things will soon change with the arrival of a new doll, Barbie, Margot Robbie, who appears out of the ether as Richard Strauss's, also Sprach Zarathustra, plays. It's a direct callback to the opening credits and first sequence of Stanley Kubrick's 2001, A Space Odyssey, which likewise heralds the dawn of a historical event with massive implications for the future of humanity as that famous piece of music reaches its crescendo. The Pulp Fiction epitaph in Captain America, the Winter Soldier. Among the many quotable scenes in Pulp Fiction, one has proved especially popular over the years: Samuel L. Jackson's recitation of Ezekiel chapter 25 verse 17. Jackson plays a hitman who quotes the Bible before doing his victims in, using the passage as a kind of calling card. The path of the righteous man is beset on all sides by the inequities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men. Blessed is he who in the name of charity and goodwill shepherds the weak through the valley of darkness, for he is truly his brother's keeper and the finder of lost children. And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison and destroy my brothers. And you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon thee. The sequence is so iconic, in fact, that the makers of Captain America, the Winter Soldier decided to reference it when Nick Fury, also played by Jackson, fakes his death. As the ruse requires a tombstone, the epitaph reads, Colonel Nicholas J. Fury, the path of the righteous man. Ezekiel chapter 25 verse 17. Given how fond Pulp Fiction writer-director Quentin Tarantino is of alluding to other movies, it only makes sense for other filmmakers to reference his work. The Starbucks cups in Fight Club. Be sure to point out that almost every shot in Fight Club features a Starbucks cup. David Fincher's cult classic, an adaptation of Chuck Palahniuk's counterculture novel of the same name, has become an anti-establishment rallying call since it first hit theaters in 1999. Few companies symbolize the kind of corporate ubiquity the film satirizes quite like the coffee behemoth, leading Fincher to feature their instantly recognizable cups throughout. Somewhat surprisingly, Starbucks approved of this. They read the script, they knew what we were doing, and they were kind of ready to poke a little fun at themselves, Fincher said. He's off to see the wizard. You might love The Wizard of Oz, but you probably don't love it as much as David Lynch. The revered filmmaker behind favorites such as Blue Velvet, Twin Peaks, and Mulholland Drive, who has earned 4 Oscar nominations throughout his storied career, has sprinkled references to the Judy Garland classic in several of his films. The most overt comes in Wild at Heart, when an effervescent figure bearing a strong resemblance to Glinda the Good Witch descends from the sky, but it's far from the only Easter egg. Lynch also has a habit of naming characters Judy and featuring red shoes in his movies, even once admitting, there's not a day that goes by that I don't think about The Wizard of Oz. The connection is so strong that it recently became the subject of a documentary, the appropriately named Lynch Per Ounce,